What's up? Welcome to Laughs and Troubles.
Welcome.
This is episode 12. I am the host, Johanna, aka Trouble, and I am accompanied by my sister, the co-host, Diana, aka Dee Dee.
What's up, guys?
And so today's gonna be a chill episode. I was just like, damn, what am I gonna do with my hair? Because it was raining.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just gonna throw a hat on because I did straighten it out. And I'm like, I'm not gonna curl it because it's gonna get crazy. So it's chill vibes. I think I got used to the pajama vibes, and now I'm like, you know what?
We should bring that back.
But yeah, it's gonna be chill. We're gonna have some interesting topics to talk about, and some topics you guys might relate to. And are probably going to be like, yeah, that is so true. Me too. You know, that's what we want this episode to be like.
Right.
So, going in, I want to talk about Mother's Day because it's approaching. Is there anything that, like, do you have, like, a list of things that you want and, like, you tell, like, your kids and your husband you want? Like, how do you go about, like, Mother's Day gifts?
So, usually I am very vocal about what I want. I'll tell them, you know, I want a plant, I want flowers, whatever the case may be. But this year I said I want something that's kind of like heartfelt, like kind of like something that's kind of made where I can save it, memorabilia. So that's what I asked for. So whatever they come up with.
That's nice. Yeah. That's sweet.
What about you?
I have a list on Amazon that says Mom.
An Amazon cart.
It's like just a list, like a wish list.
Okay. And what's on that list?
It's a bunch of things, just random stuff that I put in there. Not things that I eventually purchase. Like, the things that I know I'm going to eventually purchase, I just put on a regular list. But things that I know they can get me, like, for Mother's Day, my birthday, anything is on that list. That list is, they can look at it for whatever occasion is coming if they don't know what to get me.
Do you ever update it in case you go ahead and buy yourself the stuff?
I do.
Because I know you're impatient.
I do.
Okay.
I do. My kids, they'll look at it sometimes, they're like, Jesus, Mom, but... I did put some stuff that they could afford on there.
You gave them a good selection. Yeah.
Yeah. Do I get everything that's on that list? No. Sometimes they don't even look at it.
Well, it just dawned on me ever since.
Sometimes they don't look
They
at
just get you whatever they want.
They're like, oh, I seen this in the store and I thought of you, which is fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, me, I never really cared, except for, like, ever since, like, my kids are little, especially my youngest one, I make things. Sometimes I'm creative. And even as a baby, stuff for dad, or I order stuff that says, like, specific keepsakes.
Yeah.
And then I just realized I don't have any keepsakes. Like, I have plants that are still alive, but there's some things that... And I know sometimes kids are young, and they're just kind of like, cool, it's Mother's Day. Like, I just want to play my video game.
Yeah.
But I told Dad he's got to step up his game and help him this year.
Okay. Okay, I like that. And not only that, but it kind of helps him as he gets older to, like, be that way, be thoughtful, have thoughtful gifts instead of just, like, here's a card and whatever. Like,
something I can look back on and be like, oh, I remember when you were 6 years old, you gave this to me. Yeah.
Even though, like, in schools, I know you homeschool, but in schools they have them make, like, little things that they come home with and they bring to you for Mother's Day. But yeah, I do have that list, but I do let people know what I want. I'm like, I don't want this or this, I don't want nothing, I just want this for Mother's Day. Like, I let them know. I'm like, and if I don't get that for Mother's Day, I don't want nothing else. And I'm just kidding.
Well, sometimes you don't mean to be ungrateful, but you also don't want things that you don't need and that's just going to take up space.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Not only that, but if there's something that's been on my list for like a year.
You moved on.
Yeah. Or I'm just going to go buy it myself. Like, that's just how I am. Yeah. And it sucks because for Nelson, I'll be like, oh, I want this or whatever, and then he'll be like, oh, okay, he'll write that down or put it down in his notes, and then I go out and buy it. So then he's like, well, there's one less thing I have to get, I guess.
I guess it's hard being the creative one. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll see something, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is so cool. I got to order this. I got to make this. Maybe it's because I'm a girl, and maybe it's different for guys. Like, I see the sentiment. Do you know what I mean?
I think so. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Are you planning anything for Mother's Day? Do you guys have plans? Do they have plans for you?
So I don't know yet what they have plans. What they have planned. I know that I always celebrate Mother's Day with my mother. We usually have breakfast. So that's kind of been our thing for a few years. But I got to figure out where else to go because that IHOP the line be out the door.
Oh my God.
On Mother's Day. Yeah.
I feel like it's any time, like
she likes
Sunday.
That place.
She does.
Yeah.
So does Jaylee. Jaylee and Savi. Well, Savi's not a breakfast person. He's never been too much into breakfast, but Jaylee loves it. She loves going there. Every time we go there, she's like, yeah. She loves like the omelet, the giant omelet.
My mom used to like Denny's, but there's very few left around here.
Yeah, they're all like closed. I used to love Denny's. Like after a night out, what? That was a place to go. We had a few. It just makes me.
All of a sudden, I'm stretching out my neck because it just brought me back to this memory. Because, anyways,
man.
What about
we
you?
have a lot of Denny's stories. Like I have my vomiting Denny's stories. We have the one with you.
I think we talked about the vomiting Denny's story.
We did.
I don't think we talked. I don't think we talked about me being a mean girl and just looking over and noticing.
But like I said, everyone goes through this thing called Mean Girls, whatever in life. Like when we were talking last episode, how there's the whole stage. There's the mean girl stage. There's the toxic stage. I feel like everyone goes through these stages in life. Like there's nobody out there that's perfect. And oh my God, I never was. Yes, you was toxic at some point in your life. I don't give a shit who you are.
It was just shocking to me. And I'll tell you guys, it was a person.
So we went to Denny's to eat and whatever. We had a night out and we decided, we're hungry. So, you know what's crazy too? During this time, this was when we were at our amazing
in
weight
our prime.
wise. We were
we were looking good,
and we were always eating. That's a weird thing. And now we eat and we just look at
the food and we're like,
yeah. Like we would go to Chili's, Denny's, anything, McDonald's at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
But go ahead, continue the story.
So, anyways, I'm having dinner with. I mean, it was like breakfast dinner we were having.
Yeah, it was dinner, but we wanted breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and I look over, and there's this beautiful lady with this guy, but I look over, and she had the shortest neck. And with the shortest neck, she had the biggest stone necklace, and it looked like she had no neck. And I said to my sister...
No, this is the thing, guys. She knows that if she says something or whatever, I'm going to start laughing. I can't go anywhere with her because she didn't even say anything. She turned and looked at the lady, and when she turned back around and she had that face, I was like, stop. Stop. Well, I started, and she goes, I know she ain't wearing that choker when she ain't got no neck.
I'm sorry for being bad, but it's true. Like, you got to work with what you have. You know what I mean? If you don't have an ass, you wear a shirt that covers that area. You know what I mean? If your neck is this long, you don't wear these turquoise green things around your neck.
Turquoise. Have another one.
I didn't know if that was like a fancy neck brace, like she had gotten into an accident or something. Because literally, and then the whole night I couldn't move my neck. I just kept looking at you like this.
Yeah, she did. She wouldn't even say anything. She would just turn around, and I'm like, and I'll bust out laughing because I already know what's like in her head and what she wants to say. But the whole night I just didn't let her say anything. I'm like, stop it.
Señor, perdóname.
And she was with this handsome guy. Like, he was a handsome guy.
She was a pretty girl, too,
yeah.
though. She was a pretty girl. She just, her neck was short, and the jewelry didn't complement it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We're the type of friends that if you go somewhere and you put something on and it doesn't look good on you, we're going to let you know. We're not going to let you walk out the door saying, oh, my God, you look so beautiful, and that chain is gorgeous, or that choker. Like, we're like, baby.
I'm like, girl, you look like you getting choked the fuck out. Take that off and put something thinner.
Yeah. Like, baby, you know your neck isn't elongated. You need something that's going to elongate your neck and make you look,
Obviously, you're not a giraffe, okay? So, we're going to need you to take them bricks down. I'm sorry. I try to be a better person, but this year I didn't.
But you know what? Like I said, just like those people that are like, oh, I don't judge or whatever. Like, I feel like out loud, don't judge. If you're going to judge, do it amongst, yourself or whatever. At home, behind closed doors, don't be judging out in public or whatever. You know what I mean? Because everybody's guilty of judging, I feel. Everybody. It doesn't matter who it is.
It's not nice. It's not a nice thing.
It's not a nice thing, but I feel like as a human, it's like a natural thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to go in public and be like, damn, look at this girl. Fucking.
I'm my biggest critic, though.
But
you know what I mean?
So am I.
Yeah. Which leads us to our topic for today's episode.
Yes. So I want to talk about pet peeves.
I'm ready.
I have a lot of them. And I told my sister to think of like her top 5.
Got them.
So we could talk about them.
I'm ready.
So one of my pet peeves, which you said was your husband's as well, is when people eat and they're just like loud chewers and they chew with the mouth open. And then it sounds like they can't breathe. Like they're eating like... I hate that shit.
He's like,
that
I'm a player. I just eat a lot.
Or like when they're eating and it looks like someone's just gonna like they're eating like if someone's
suffocating.
Or like someone's gonna take their food from them, like they're trying to fucking hurry up and devour it before someone says, "Can I have some?"
I'm usually pretty good, except for when I have a cold. My husband cannot stand eating with me because if I can't breathe through my nose and I'm trying to eat and I'm breathing heavy and chewing,
I'd walk away. I don't blame him. I'll walk away.
I'm gonna have to eat in the other room.
Put the earplugs on because I can't stand that either. If I'm sick and I have to breathe,
you're just gonna sip on juice and soup.
I'm gonna be juicing for that week. I try to eat stuff that's easy to eat when I'm sick. I hate that. Yeah. Like I know that I can't stand it when I hear it, so I try not to be like that obnoxious person.
I mean, it really doesn't bother me. I watch 600 Pound Life a lot, and so it always sounds like somebody is running a marathon when they're eating, so I guess that's not my pet peeve. But we will go into my pet peeve, which is, listen, you if you don't know what I'm going to say, let me give you a hint.
Eyebrows.
Okay. Overplucked eyebrows. Oh, there are so many options today to fix that. If you have poorly shaped, like a box in a line, or like a little circle in a thin line, look like a tadpole.
Or the ones that, I call those the sperm brows.
Well, yeah, it looks like a sperm with spinal bifida. What? Am I being mean? Listen. Stop it. You can go to Sephora's, Ulta. You can get yourself brow gel, brow powder. Fill it in until it grows in.
So, for those of you that have messed up brows, I don't know if they know or they think, because I feel like there's some people that really think their eyebrows look good. Like the ones that have like the little smiley little face that just have like a line that goes like that. Oh my
God, whatever.
But if you feel like you have jacked up brows, I suggest getting the brows that have like the little, so you know how they have mascaras that have like the fibers? They have that for your brows. So if you have sparse brows, it fills in like those little sparse areas. And it helps a lot. If you get your brows done, you can buy the henna like tint or dye, whatever you want to call it.
That's a good option.
And you can use that. And that lasts long, so you don't even have to worry about doing your eyebrows every day or putting anything on. Which is cool.
Or you can get them microbladed. Like, say some people say, well, my eyebrows are like this because I overplucked them and they never grew back. Okay, maybe you need some professional help to fill them in.
So the only thing about microblading is that it turns like a weird color after.
Fades, right?
Yeah, like some people, they have like they'll get like brown and it turns like red and it just doesn't look good after. And I can see why people are like, ugh, I don't want that.
But they have touch-ups.
Yeah, they do, but I feel like with time it happens, and you don't want to keep touching it up all the time, you know what I mean?
Right.
So there is an option called, I think it's called like getting powder brows, and that is another form of like getting the permanent eyebrows.
Get them tinted.
Yeah.
If you know what? Get a stencil. Fix them. Look. The eyebrows are the only thing I keep in shape in my body, so I have every right to judge eyebrows. I am an eyebrow freak. If you need suggestions, you can inbox one of us. We'll help you.
She's an eyebrow enthusiast.
I am. And I hate to be that way. Sometimes I'm scrolling on Facebook. I'm like, ooh! I'm just going to scroll by. She's a beautiful girl. I want to. I have the urge to be like, hey, honey, you know, if you filled in your eyebrows a little bit better, it would frame your face. I feel like your eyebrows frame your face.
It does. It makes a difference on your face for sure.
Okay.
Eyebrows.
That was my first pet peeve.
My second pet peeve.
I already know.
Why? Oh, why? My fellow Caucasian friends. Why do you guys wear choked up New Balance sneakers? And it's not the women.
And it's not just any New Balance sneakers. Describe it.
It's always those white ones.
The leather ones.
The leather white ones. Sometimes they'll have the blue N on the side. Sometimes, it'll be another color. But it'll be those. And they'll be so dirty and choked up. And then they got the nerve to wear, like, if they got long pants, you can't see it. But then they wear these cargo shorts to go with them. And it just drives me insane. And not only that, why do you wear them to weddings? Oh. I legit passed by one time by a church. And all these men looked all beautiful and fly in their suits and ties. And when I looked down to the feet, they had their choked up New Balance sneakers.
You've hated choked up New Balance for those years, sneakers. For decades.
Because of that, I hated those sneakers so much.
And I'm sure they're comfortable as hell.
I'm sure. And what's crazy? Being young, I did own a pair of New Balances. They were like, they were different. They were like grayish. They were nice.
But you didn't choke them up though.
No. But when I started seeing that as I got older, I'm like, why? Like, it just irks a nerve. Like, I want to go somewhere and just go get them some fresh shoes. You could have wore fucking chanclas for the Jesus sandals. I would have let that pass.
I just pictured somebody in a nice suit with Jesus sandals. So I don't know if I had a choice to pick between choked up New Balances and the Jesus chancletas. I don't know. That's a tough one. I guess it depends on your toes.
Yeah.
Some dudes' toes ain't right.
That's true. It's just I can't take the whole like choked up, dirty New Balances. Now, if they were like a nice pair, whatever, fine, whatever. I'll let that shit pass.
Yeah.
But Jesus, why? So that's my second pet peeve, and this shit pisses me off. It's not just a pet peeve where I'm like, whatever. No, it pisses me off.
Moving on to pet peeve number 2. Listen, and this will be my people. It's mainly Hispanic women, Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever, 55 and over, having full-blown conversations in public places, sometimes on FaceTime video or on speakerphone. They'll be just going off. I swear to God, every time I go get my eyebrows threaded, it's like, bueno, Gisela se dejó de ese hombre. And loud. It's not even just kind of like having a conversation like, yeah, I'm at the eyebrow place, I'll call you back. For the first time in mi puta vida, okay, I went to get my eyebrows done. And the woman before me, she's getting her eyebrows done. She's like this. She's got AirPods on and she's like, anyways, pues, él se dejó lo de iglesia. And she had like the AirPods in. The woman's threading her eyebrows and she's having a full conversation. She's like, ay no, ella jura que ese pelo le queda bien. And she keeps talking. I said, who does that? If I was the technician doing the eyebrows, I would be like, ma'am, could you put that call on hold? Pet peeve of mine. And it's always like an older Rican or older Dominican woman that does it. And we hear the whole conversation about who got a restraining order, who's fat, who's pregnant, who got their ass beat by Raul. Anyways, that's my second pet peeve. Keep your conversations in the car, not in the checkout line.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear those conversations. Another pet peeve of mine. If I'm at Walmart, because it only happens when I'm at Walmart, not Target, okay? When I go to Target, I don't be having this issue. People there know the rules. They know if they don't like that shit, they don't do it there. When people are walking in Walmart with their cart and they see somebody they know and they want to stop right in dead center of the fucking aisle,
block up the whole aisle,
and sit there and have a whole fucking conversation while everybody else is there like trying to fucking figure out a way how to pass them. It's annoying. Like, pull over to the fucking side or something. Pull your car over here and cross over to their side. Whatever the fuck you want to do, but don't stand in the middle having a whole conversation.
Right. Or even when they're just looking at stuff and they just leave their cart in the middle of the lane and they're taking their sweet time and you're like, excuse me, can I get by? Excuse me.
It's annoying. So annoying. What's your pet peeve?
Okay, well, mine kind of ties into this. Pet peeve number 3. When I am at the grocery store and I'm at the checkout lane, okay, and I need to pay, and the card machine is here, and you're right here breathing on my neck, back up and give me 50 feet. Like, I hate that. It's like, Jim, do you want to put my PIN number in? Why are you so close? Like, you're a stranger. Don't, like, give me. I get people excited I get that they're excited that they want to load their groceries and stuff, but it's like, I'm not done here. Or when they're handing you your change and the receipt, and the people are already pushing their carriage forward. It's like, I'm trying to put my receipts and everything in the bag because I don't have time.
Oh my God, talking about that. You know what I hate when like you're putting your stuff away, but do you get like anxiety when they're giving you your change and stuff, and you like, I don't even put it back in my wallet. I just throw it all in my purse and walk out. Like, I get anxiety, like I'm keeping everybody, like holding everybody back. So I'm just like trying to.
Well, yeah, especially when you can see from the corner of your eye that little carriage is moving forward, and you stop. Give me a minute. What's your pet peeve number 4?
My pet peeve number 4 is bad breath. Oh.
That's a tough one because, you know, everybody has their days where
people
their breath
have their
ain't so
days,
right.
But like, you know, sometimes when you can feel when you have bad breath, like
yeah, your mouth is dry,
your mouth feels a little weird, and sometimes you don't even have a bad breath, but you know, you're like, damn, I think I have a bad breath. Like after eating something, pop some gum in your mouth, bro.
Right. Or like if you have an infected tooth and you're waiting to see the dentist, you know, just talk like this.
Yeah, like. Or just like do that little talk, like where you don't open too much,
you don't breathe out. You're like, hi, how are you?
Like, I'm sorry. Like when I feel like I ate something, I'm like, I'm sorry if my breath is stinky, but I just ate onions or whatever. Sometimes when you have coffee, like you'll have like that weird, just pop a gum in your mouth.
Or if you're dehydrated and you just realize I haven't drank anything and my mouth tastes like a tongue depressor. Don't breathe. Don't breathe. Brush your teeth. Brush your tongue.
Please. I mean, I don't deal with like bad breath very often because I try to be nice. Like when I encounter someone with, you know, not such great breath, halitosis, I'll take out some gum and I'll pop one in my mouth. I'm like, you want some? You know. Just to not make it obvious. I'm not like, damn, bro, your breath is kicking.
You're not like, you sure you don't want 2?
You want 2, 3? How many do you want? You want the whole
pack? You
pack?
Take the pack. Don't even open the pack. Just chew it all together.
Like, that drives me nuts because, you know, you can tell. And it'd be those that have that breath that's just killing. And they want to have this conversation. But they're, you know, they don't even have to be close to you. But they're sitting there. Like, this goes back, this reminds me of when we used to take piano lessons when we were younger.
Oh, bless his heart.
We used to have a piano teacher, and he would pop halls in his mouth.
They're cherry halls.
Yeah, obviously he had bad breath, but I guess halls was the way for him to, like, cover it up. And we'll be playing, we'll be like, he'd be like, oh, God.
You're like,
I was like,
yeah.
I would turn my head. I'm like,
it sucks, especially like when you're fasting and you like go like certain amount of hours without eating and you hit ketosis. You can just tell you have that taste in your mouth and you're all embarrassed to talk to anybody. You're like, oh my God, does my breath stink?
Like even me, like sometimes, like, you know, a lot of times I'll do like people's makeup. They'll ask me, hey, can you do my makeup because I have an event or something. If they like call me ahead of time or text me ahead of time, you know. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'll do it or whatever if I have the time. And even when, you know, I'm up close, so I'm like doing their makeup and I'm talking to them. I'm like, I'm sorry if my breath is stank, girl. I'm sorry. And they're like, no, it doesn't stink. I'm like, you lying to me? But, you know, I always try to, I'm like, if it stinks and you can't bear it anymore, just let me know.
Let me know. I'll go to the bathroom and I'll brush my teeth.
Yes. Yeah. You know, but that is my 4th pet peeve.
Moving on to pet peeve number 4 for me. Listen, the left lane, the passing lane on the highway. If you just want to pass a vehicle and you're not a fast driver, move back to the right lane. You don't go in the zoom lane and you don't drive 70 miles an hour. Like, it's 75, 80 in that lane. I cannot stand when there's a hole, everybody's just driving the normal speed limit on the right lane and you want to go to the left lane, but you can't even get out of it or pass because the person in front of you is going 65. Fucking move. That's my pet peeve. Right. And my husband's.
My 5th pet peeve is when, ladies, because men don't do this, but ladies, when you have to post like 80 pictures in one post.
It's too much to go through.
Can't take it. I'll like it, and I'll look at like maybe 1 or 2 photos, but
4 the most.
Please don't put up like 20 photos of the same thing. Yeah. Like if it's different things, it's fine. But when you got like 80 photos of like the same shit, same selfies, same.
Right.
No, I roll my eyes. I like and keep scrolling. I get it. I get it that you're excited to post, but 20 is too much, baby.
Or when they are writing something on that post and it says see more and you click more and it opens up a whole Bible and you're like, I'm not reading that shit. It's bad enough I gotta go through 47 of your pictures. I'm not gonna read this whole fucking description in the post. That's too much.
Yes. Or also included in the posts of 80 pictures, also the people that overpost about being depressed.
It's please. Like Facebook's not your therapist.
No.
Seek a
professional. Like, there's nothing anybody can do on Facebook for you. Right. Like, baby, get the help you need or figure shit out. Like, come on. We're on Facebook because we want to see good things, happy things. And not everything that you see on there is going to be happy, obviously. There's going to be people going through stuff. And that's okay if you want to share, like, I don't know, maybe you want advice. But let them know. Maybe, you know, can someone shoot an advice to me or whatever. But don't sit there with the boo-hoo.
Right.
And make, like, 20 posts of it.
Right. It's okay to have your boo-hoo moments because your support system is on that social media.
Yeah.
But when you're posting repetitively, when you're a repeat offender of how I'm depressed and life threw me this curveball and every single day we're kind of like, oh, my God, there goes Rachel again with her bullshit.
Yeah. And the thing
Not that I know a Rachel. I just threw that name out.
That's just a name.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through things. Everybody goes through some shit, but not everything has to be put on out there.
And
like,
not everything has to be a pity party.
No.
Right.
Like, we get sick of that pity party shit. Like, after a while, we don't feel bad anymore. Because it's like, you still dealing with that shit? You still feel that way? Like, you still
What have you done? Right. What have you done in your life to improve these problems?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, the world...
It's not going to solve it for you.
It's not going to solve it for you.
Right.
Go ahead.
Pet peeve number 5, we actually share.
Go ahead.
The toilet paper debate.
Oh, God.
If your toilet paper ain't hanging over, I'm not coming over, okay?
I'm switching that shit over, and when I come back, after I switch it over, I'm going to let you know that I don't appreciate that shit. And when I come back to visit, you better flip that shit over.
You're getting a violation notice if we come back and it's in the toilet paper's underneath.
Mm-hmm.
That's so inconvenient. I hate that.
I fucking hate it. My mom does it here sometimes, and it pisses me off.
When it's over, it just flows beautifully. You're just like...
Yeah. It's like...
When it's under, you're kind of like... No, don't like it.
I know we were supposed to only do, 5 pet peeves.
Oh, we got more?
Well, I guess my last one is the people that always have an issue with, like, everything.
Judgmental people?
No, not judgmental people. Like, when they want the world to be fixed to work around them.
Oh, needy people, too.
Fucking hate that.
Yeah.
The world is not made for you. The world is not easy for everybody. We're meant to fucking work for what we need or what we want.
Right.
Like, it's not gonna fucking sit here and land on your lap.
Like, don't guilt trip me. You ever have a pet peeve against yourself that you do?
Yeah.
Pet peeve number 6. I do this all the time. I don't mean to. It's part of ADHD. When somebody is telling a story, it's not that I'm not listening.
Oh, yeah.
I will cut you off and try to guess what you're talking about because I'm a type of person that I want to know the end first and then you can give me the details. And I know that sometimes that's insensitive. Like, people are like, no, stop. Just wait. Mm-hmm. I'm impatient. I'm like, somebody will be like, oh, Diana, I got to tell you, I was driving to work. I was like, and somebody got into a car accident. They're like, no, stop, stop. And I'm so impatient. And I know that can be rude. I don't mean to be rude. And it's not like I cut people off and I talk about something completely different. I am listening to what you're saying. I'm just too excited.
Yeah.
And that's a pet peeve. I tell myself in my head, I'm like, chill. Just be quiet. Listen to the story.
You know what's crazy? I don't know if it's because like I've been around you all my life, but I'm like used to that already. I'm used to that. So to me, like I continue on. Like you'll be like, oh, this and I'm like, no, I'll just say no, and then I continue.
You're pretty good about it. Yeah.
I'm so used to it. But you know what? I think I'm the same way.
I think we just get so excited and we're so passionate about something that we want to just blur.
Yeah.
A lot of times we blurt out the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not trying to be rude.
We're not trying to be rude. We just get very excited. And we're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like the squirrel got hit or whatever.
Right.
You know,
we're like, oh, well, that reminds me of. Hold on. Hold that thought for a second. You know, that reminds. We do that a lot.
Yeah. We cut each other off a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
But we tolerate each other. But like a stranger would probably
like these bitches.
Like,
I just done straight said this whole story and they fucking interrupted me and started a whole new fucking story. I'm sorry that we're like that. And what's bad about us is that we do that and we'll forget what we were saying and we'll just continue on with a whole other fucking story.
We're like, oh yeah, let's talk about that. And I'm like, oh, you know that time that we got those green grapes and we're on to another subject. But what we don't do is we don't one-up. I cannot stand one-uppers. Well, you can just be like, my dog died. And you're emotional. Somebody's like, oh yeah, when my dog died, you know, so and so years ago, like we got it cremated, and like we had a service, and it was so beautiful, and I was so heartbroken, and you're just sitting there like, my dog died like 2 hours ago. Yours died like 6 years ago. Like, give me the moment. Don't one up me. That didn't happen, but that was just a situation.
So you know too, that people come off as like one-uppers, but they're not. It's like people that experience things. Right. And like I had this conversation with Nelson. Like it'll be like, I don't know, I could be like, oh, I had my 21st birthday and I did Mardi Gras theme and then someone will be like, oh my God, I did my 21st birthday Mardi Gras too. And then I went to this big, like, and they had it here. Like, they could say that they had this huge party fucking in Vegas or whatever. I don't think those people are trying to be one-uppers. I feel like they have a story to tell as well, but they come off as one-uppers to a lot of people.
Right. They have something in common, so they want to tell you.
Yeah, so before, I remember I used to be like, damn, is this fucking asshole trying to one-up me? But it wasn't. They were just trying to...
It was coming from a good place, but sometimes it
didn't
can be...
sound right.
Right.
And I was like, damn. I was like, I feel bad after, because I was like, you know what? I don't think they're trying to one-up. They're just trying to tell me, like, their experience or whatever.
Some people don't even let you finish your story.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, you think that's bad. Girl, that's nothing. Okay?
Yeah, that's true.
I would be like, you know, I sprained my ankle on my 40th... Oh, girl, that's nothing. On my 40th birthday, I fell off of a hot air balloon and I survived. You'll be fine. Like,
that's true. I get those.
Like, give me my moment.
It's true. It's true.
At least let me finish my sentence before you one-up me. Don't cut me off.
Yeah, I've had people like that before where I'm, like, telling, like, something and they're just like, oh, yeah, well, you know, this and that. Like, they're trying to, like, one-up from what I'm saying.
Right.
And I'm just
it
like,
makes you feel like your story isn't valid. Like, oh, God, please, God.
Yeah. They're like, I guess yours is better than your experience. I just, yeah, now I try to, like, pay attention because, like, before I used to just feel like all of them were one-uppers, but then I'm like, they're really trying to tell, like, their story, but they just don't, they don't realize how they're coming off, you know what I mean? Like, I was talking to someone about, like, birth story, for instance. Let's just use that as an example. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I wasn't in labor for hours, but, the after was bad for me, like for after my first one, like the stitches down there and stuff like that. And then they're like, oh, well, I was in the hospital for like a week and the baby was home and I was still there. Like, I was just like, all right, well, I guess yours was worse, you know?
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I get it. You experienced like extra days and you almost died and they took your fucking insides out, put it on the table and then put them back in.
But it still doesn't mean my story wasn't important.
Yeah. I was like, then I'm like, well, I guess it wasn't bad because mine was after the fact, not, you know, after I gave birth or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that is definitely interesting, little pet peeves or whatever. What are your pet peeves, you guys? Do you guys have any? Like, let us know down in the comments below. What are your pet peeves? I have a lot of other ones.
Oh, like, I'm sure. We all do.
another thing I'm just gonna keep going, I swear. Another thing I hate is people that pop pimples. Like, they're like, oh yeah, I'll pop your pimple in your back. That shit fucking grosses me out.
I do that to my husband.
Ew.
Like, if
you is so gross. Like, are you the type that you're gonna pop it and then you smell your finger
after?
after?
Oh God, no! What is wrong? Why you?
I'm so disgusted by people that like that is so gross.
But if he's talking to me, he don't have his shirt on, and I see something, I'm gonna pick.
But why?
It.
Like, why are people acting like monkeys and shit? All of a sudden, you're fucking having him in front of you, and you're like, his hair and shit, eating his lice.
I mean, apparently, maybe I belong in a zoo. I don't know, but it's
like,
just him.
What the fuck, people?
It's just like, if you were here, I wouldn't be like, oh, let me get that.
I wouldn't let you touch my pimple.
No, it's just him. I think he's just, I don't know. Like, if I see it, I'm just like, oh, let me get that.
Please tell her to leave your pimples alone. That is disgusting. It's so gross. I don't know why that grosses me out, but it does.
Yeah.
I don't know. Other people they're like, oh my God, I love the pimple popper doctor, whatever the
No.
fuck. I cannot watch that. I think it's so fucking gross.
It is. When the pimple's the size of the microphone and they're just like working it up like a volcano.
And people that can watch that, you're fucking sick. In the
that
brain.
I can't do. If it's a little pimple,
I'm not judging you,
fine.
but you're sick. You is sick. But here I am talking about all this, but I could see blood. I could see someone.
I feel judged.
I'm judging.
Next time I'll make a video like, hey.
Don't even send me that shit. Nope.
Oh my goodness.
No. So yeah, that's something else I don't like. There's like a lot of things, but I'm not going to go into all of them. I guess eventually you guys will learn all my pet peeves because I'm sure I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, talk about the holes in the socks. I was waiting for that.
Oh my God. I forgot about that one.
Up. She will chase you down and hunt you. If she sees that you have a hole in your sock, she may be like 4'11". How tall are you? 4'11".
Like 4'10".
She may be 4'11", but she's coming at you like a pit bull to rip your sock off, and she'll rip it right in front of you and be like, there, now you don't have to wear it anymore.
And it's not even just socks. It's like any kind of clothing. Like, if I continue to see you wearing it, okay, the only exception you have to holy clothes is if it's your work clothes, okay? Because I understand work clothes get damaged, whatever. But if you're walking around the house and you got a hole on a shirt and you still want to be wearing that shit when you got plenty of other shirts, I'm ripping that shit so you don't wear it again.
You know what bothers me? Mismatched socks.
Yeah, me too. I can't wear mismatched socks.
I cannot wear, and when people wear, even kids, I know that they're just kids, and sometimes it's a cool thing. I'm like, how are you wearing a white and blue sock with a black and red sock? I'm like, are you just trying to ruin my day?
Yeah, you know, the younger generation does that a lot. Yeah. Like, my kids do it, and
but I don't know if it's like the cool thing. Like, sometimes, okay, if it's the same sock, then okay, I will be somewhat okay. But if you're wearing a crew sock with a tube sock, you done piss me off.
Me too. First of all, I don't give a fuck if they're both white. They're not the fucking same.
Ankle socks with a freaking crew sock or something like
that. Yeah, I can't stand that. And I don't like two different color socks either. And I hate... Like, if you're chilling in the house, that's fine. But if we're going out somewhere, you better change your fucking socks.
And I hate the no-show socks when people try to wear them to be cute, but they take their shoe off and it's all rolled up and it's just... and it's just hanging on their toes. It's like, what is the fucking point?
I can't wear those no-shows. I do wear no-shows, but I have to get... the ones that come just a little bit higher because I don't like when they roll down like that. No. Like, it's like, I think they're called Pests.
Yeah.
I fucking hate those.
They have like that rubber thing in the back.
I hate them. Hate them. When I take them off, they always come off. They don't fit right on my foot. Nope. So I have a little info. So, you know, here in New England, we have fall, and we suffer from little rodents called mice that like to come and visit.
Fuck them mice.
I hate them. So, like, if you live in an older home or whatever, like, you usually get them visitors faithfully every year around October. And I was reading this article where... they were saying that you should not vacuum mice poop nests or any kind of their, like, even droppings or their urine, any of that. Even if you have, like, one of those wet vacuums or whatever they're called. Because they carry a virus called antivirus or something like that. And this virus can spread through their urine, their droppings, even their saliva.
But how does it spread? Like, does it come out the air in the vacuum, or if you touch the vacuum to clean it?
it can affect us through the air, through because what happens is when you vacuum it, you're lifting that virus from the ground and wherever, or the nest, or wherever you're getting it from, and you're making it airborne into your face and into your throat. Yeah. In your eyes, like when you're vacuuming it, because it goes into the vacuum and comes out like, you know how it has like a little vent thing?
Yeah.
Which I was like, ew.
I had it with mice. My first house, they must have had it professionally cleaned. My first house, the first night I sleep there, I hear all this scratching on the walls, and I'm like, damn it, I told her I didn't want a house that was haunted. And I set up traps. And would you know, I caught 12 freaking mice in one day. That house was infested. Wow. It was professionally clean, but afterwards, it's like I had to keep setting traps. I think that living there, I was setting traps all the time and always catching mice. I call it the mouse house.
Oh,
cute little house, but I'm glad I'm not there anymore.
And it was all year round, or just like during October?
Pretty much all year round. I mean, more in October, more in the fall and in the winter, but still, like, I heard scratching in the walls. I'm like, what the hell? And when you hear scratching like that, you know it's not like a one mouse problem.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
To catch 12 in one day, that's a lot.
That is.
Yeah, that's...
Like, they must have had, like, a breeding ground somewhere.
Breeding ground, a family reunion, I don't know.
But yes, back to the mice. So they say the recommended way to clean up after your basement or wherever you have any droppings, urine, etc., is using a cleaning solution. So like bleach. You would spray it down, let it soak for like 5 minutes, and then use a paper towel to pick it up.
And gloves.
Yes. Yep. It sounds like a lot of work, but I mean... It says that virus, antivirus, I think it's called, is rare, but it's deadly.
That's scary. I mean, I can imagine, like, those lung diseases that people get from, like, mice and whatnot.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'll do whatever it takes.
They are a nuisance. They're a nuisance. And
it's so annoying. And then, you know what grosses me out about them? Like, we have, like, exterminators that come all the time to our apartment because we live in a multifamily house. So they do come visit every year, faithfully, like I said. So these exterminators come, they come often. I want to say during that fall time, they come either every 3 months. They come in. And like the guy is like, he knew so much about them. He's like, yeah, so you see these little spots here, like wherever there's the hole was so fucking tiny. He's like, you see that little, he's like, they leave sebum. And with just that word and just thinking about it, I was fucking so grossed out. I was like gagging.
What's sebum?
Sebum is like, they carry it on their like their fur and everything like that. Like, it's dirty. Like, I'll tell you what sebum is. Let me look it up for you. It's so gross.
They're such a nuisance, and they procreate so fast. It's like, I swear to God, the mice at my first home, they were polygamous. Because there was like... okay.
So here it says sebum is pretty much body fluid. So sebum is an oily substance that protects your skin from drying out. Sebaceous glands can clog, so you can keep your glands healthy by following a skincare routine. Obviously, that's for us humans. But pretty much for them, it's like
their oil just squeeze through the cracks and stuff, and they leave some residue.
It's like dirt because they're dirty, so they roll in dirt and all that shit. Like, they're dirty.
It's nasty.
It's gross. Like, and I would say be careful with your kids, man, because that virus will make them sick.
Yeah.
They'll get like nauseous, they'll throw up, diarrhea. Sometimes people could think that it's like a stomach bug, and it's not. It's they either touch something that the mice was on, because they carry that fucking nasty shit on them, like the sebum. Just hearing that fucking word, it grosses me out. I don't know why. Like, we have oily skin, and that's like our sebum, but just thinking of them having like nasty oils and dirt and I don't know, fucking mice poop, piss all over them. Because their nest, I'm sure they piss and shit in their nest. They piss and shit as they walk.
I mean, some people do too. It's like, oh, you see that bum?
So technically, like, this guy gave us so much information. He goes, yeah, when they eat, they'll eat whatever, and as they eat and they fucking walk away, they're shitting it out because they can't keep it in their system.
They don't just stop and drop.
They don't digest. They don't. They just. It just goes right through them.
Nasty little creatures.
I know. This episode just took
a
turn.
Cute.
To the
They're cute. When you look at them with their little beady eyes, it's like, oh.
Yeah, no. I don't want them in my house. As soon as I see any, like, I'm calling. I'm like, I'll call the landlord. I'm like, hey,
I just noticed there's some sebum over here. I need you to come and clean it and fix it.
No, girl, because when I first moved to the apartment, they were coming in through all kinds of places because the apartment was empty. So when we moved in, they were living in our fucking apartment.
They were living rent-free, squatting.
Until we moved there. And, then, like, you know, the exterminator came and stuff, and they were still, like, coming through. So I still had everything in boxes because I was like, I'm not taking my shit out.
No.
So what I did is I bought this foam thing, and I covered them fucking holes with the foam.
We did that too at the old house.
I covered them shit.
Thankfully, there are no mice in my current home, and I love it.
Yeah, I haven't seen
any. It's not a newer, but it was built in the 90s.
That's why.
My first home was built in 1940.
No, I don't know when this house was built, but it's old. I mean, it's old. It's falling apart. I think they need to fucking do some work on that shit for sure. Like, it's been through a lot. I like my story before, you know. It was sex slaves in there and shit.
They were pimping the mice out.
Yep. So, yeah.
Let me see that bum.
I'm glad that throughout the rest of the year, I don't have to deal with them, though. Once I clogged up all those holes, like, I don't see them or anything. I make sure that no food is left anywhere at night. Like, I do a whole round of checking everybody's room before I go to bed. That there's no drinks, no food, nothing, cookies. I don't care what it is. It's not being left out because of that. I'm, like, scared.
You have to be. You don't want to accidentally invite things in.
No. But yes, that was the information I needed to give you guys because I seen that and I was like, oh no. I was like, I have to share that because you know what? I was one to vacuum.
Yeah. I did that at my old house. I vacuumed. Like, I took a shop vac, and I was cleaning up the corners and stuff like that.
Yeah, and my mom vacuums.
Yeah.
Like,
well, maybe this disease is new that they're carrying.
No, I think they've been carrying it for a while. It's just people didn't realize. Who knows? Like, we're sitting there vacuuming it, and when we felt sick, it was probably that.
So now you know. If you don't want to get the mouse flu, spray down with some chemicals.
Let it sit for 5 minutes and then
paper
towel, paper towel.
Throw it out.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we know.
Good advice.
So I want to get into really quick. I had someone write me and ask me about foundations or concealers that I would recommend to anyone that is like 40 years old or older. And I have a few that I would recommend. Number one, my first the first thing that I want to tell you to, like, stay away from is anything that's mattifying. Because you already are, you know, developing lines. And if you are older than, you know, 50, you have lines everywhere, you know, under your eyes, you know, the wrinkles that happen here, on the sides of your eyes.
The crow's feet.
You want to get stuff that is not going to emphasize that. I know that we watch a lot of influencers out there that are young and they just put anything on and it looks fine, but that's because their skin is so, like, taut,
youthful,
and you know they don't have all the lines that we start to develop. So I recommend anything that is moisturizing or anything that has, like, skincare ingredients in it.
Hydrating.
Yeah, right. Or skincare ingredients in it. So like a hyaluronic acid, I'm trying to think, like squalene. That's another good product to have inside, like, your foundation or even, like, your concealer. So one brand that is great is Dior. They have one that's called Backstage Face and Body. It's so good for anyone that is in that aging category. Such a good foundation. I have bought it a few times, and they changed, like, the names and the formulas. Before, I used to have one, I forgot what it was, like Dior Skin, and it came in with a, like, dropper. That foundation was so fucking good, and they stopped making it. But that one, Dior, Backstage Face and Body is really good. Mm-hmm. Kosas is another brand that has a very good one too. It's cosmetics. You want to look at It Cosmetics and make them your best friend. They have so many good products for anyone in their 40s and older. Mm-hmm. For powders, I just discovered, I don't know why I never tried it. I would see it at the pharmacy or the drugstore, and I would walk by it because I'm like, because they were fairly new. And it's Jessica Alba's company, Honest. They have a powder, and I'm using it today. Mm-hmm. It does not get into my... You can't even tell that I have it under my eyes or anything because it does not get into fine lines or anything. Like, I don't know. It makes my skin feel so good. It feels like I have nothing on. I'm have to look into no that. Powder. People are sleeping on that powder, and that powder is so good. It's a loose powder. So I would stick to loose powders. That's another thing. Do not use too much of the compact powders because, again, compact powders sometimes settle in, and it's more to, like, mattify and get rid of, like,
and then you oil. Look cemented.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So any type of loose powder is great. Obviously, stay away from silicone-y stuff. I think anything that's like water-based is always great when you're older. I mean, obviously, a lot of foundations contain silicone-based ingredients. But again, try to find one that has the skincare ingredients in it, mm-hmm. and that'll help, you know,
nourish your skin.
Yeah.
Make it look supple.
Yeah. And same thing with concealers. One concealer that I love, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about it because everyone's so, like, obsessed with high-end concealers.
Please be the one I have.
The concealer that I love is the Maybelline Pro Glow Concealer.
Okay. I have a Maybelline one, but it's not that one.
Oh. So that concealer... I use it when I don't put foundation on. I use it as my foundation.
That's what I have on today.
What do you have?
It's a Maybelline something concealer.
Super Stay?
I don't know. You used to use it, so I bought it. I'll show you when I get home.
It's probably a Super Stay.
But it works good, and it has, like, a nice tint to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably that one.
So I'm going to try this new one you're talking about.
Yeah, I use that one a lot. Mm-hmm. Especially for days that I don't want to put makeup on, like, just under my eyes or whatever, just to, like...
blemishes or redness.
Yeah, I use it a lot for that all the time. And
it says camouflage on it. That's all I remember.
Oh, that's e.l.f.
No.
Camo concealer?
No, not the e.l.f. one. I'll take a picture of it.
I can't remember. I've used so many. But yes, that one is my go-to for the days that I just want to keep it light and simple. Mm-hmm. Also, when you're older and you are applying concealer, don't use a sponge. Take a brush and just slightly, like...
paint it.
Yeah, just kind of, like, swirl it in. It's the best way to apply it as you're older.
It probably fills your lines, right?
It does.
Okay.
Yes. And a little goes a long way. Do not use a bunch of it, because you see a lot of young girls and they're putting a crap ton.
Yeah.
Just very little. Put it into the concealer, dab on the back of your hand, and then start to, like, just slowly, like, brush it in there.
That's a good
tip. Or stipple it in there.
That's a good tip. I'm going to try that, because I did mine with the sponge.
Well, you're fine. You're still not there. I feel like with, you know, the crazy fine lines under, like, everyone has fine lines under their eyes, but as you get older, they tend to, like...
Except for the people that have resting bitch face that don't really laugh much. It's like, wow, you're 75?
Yeah. You
look 40.
For real. But yeah, that's a quick tip before we leave and finish off with episode 12. Oh my God. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Episode 12. Episode 12.
Well, I just want to tell them that sitting here and listening, I was thinking that I'm going to start a...
What?
I'm going to be a mouse exterminator, and my phone number is going to be like 1-800...
Okay.
1-800 see you bums later. I couldn't get it out.
Oh my God. Do you remember the time that they were coming out with the electric company? And I said that I would name mine Cox Electric before they had Cox Electric.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then my slogan would be, let me turn you on. But then the company came out, I'm like, stop it. I'm like, they stole my name.
I remember that. 1-800 see you bums later.
All right, we'll see you bums later. Oh, dang bums.
Not them. I'm talking about my extermination business.
Oh, okay.
My mouse exterminating business.
See bums later.
Okay. You like that. I knew you'd like that. Okay, go ahead. Do you have any quotes?
You're reminding me way too much of Dad.
You know, I have his physique. So, you know, I'm slowly morphing into sweet baby Ray.
I'm going to call you Ramona.
Ramona. Do we have a quote we can give them?
I don't know.
Let's try to find one.
All right, so before we end the episode, we want to leave with quotes that spoke to us today. I'm going to go first. Mm-hmm. Don't trust everything you see. Even salt looks like sugar. Mm-hmm. 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 Think about that.
Right. Here's my quote. You're braver than you believe and stronger than you seem and smarter than you think.
Oh, I love that. All right, you guys.
Thanks for tuning
in. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself in this episode and enjoyed hanging out with us today. And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Adios.
Bye.